Tonight I'm going to show you how I made a bucket filter for a giant bait tank. I actually asked on my Instagram and Twitter if I should record some of my rainy day projects. Several people said yes, that I should do it. So this is one of my rainy day projects. I'm wanting to grow out some green sunfish, and in order to do that I have to have a tank to put them in and a filter to filter the water. Now stay tuned. After I put this together, I'm going to have some slow-mo of me cutting on the tote. Now here's the materials you need to make a bucket filter. An auto feeder is not one of them. You'll need a bucket with a lid. I always get these Firehouse buckets. You're going to need lava rock. You can get this at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, around grills. This was right next to the charcoal in Home Depot. On this bucket, I'm using a 2-inch shower drain. I decided to use this because this drill a hole, put it in the hole, and you're done. You can just take PVC pipe and silicone it into a 2-inch hole on the bottom of the bucket. That might give way at some point. You could even drill a whole bunch of little bitty holes underneath the bucket if you're just hanging it. But this is what I'm going to use for this build. Obviously some 2-inch PVC pipe to go in the bottom to drain out. I got 1-inch corrugated tubing. This is going to be for the pump. This is what goes into the top of this bucket. And I'm just going to drill a 1-inch hole and stick it in the hole. I have this for the guttering. When it rains, I want to use that rain as a way to change out some of the water in the tote. I'm going to cut a hole for this guttering to go down in it. So when we get rainwater in it, it's filtering the rainwater, and then there will be another hole here to filter the pumped water from the tote itself. The tote will have an overflow on it, so that water will go into a bucket that my dad can use for his garden. Filter material. I went the cheap route with this. I think this was $3 or $4. It's 4 filters. And I'm going to have to tear the cardboard off and cut it the way I want it for the bucket. Before I start drilling on the bucket and the lid, I'm going to start using it to map out how I want to cut this. The lava rock is going to be filling up about 1/3 to half of the bucket. So I'm going to cut this bigger than the bottom of this and then just stack them up all around platters. You can see the cardboard's on one side, but it's not on the other, to make this a lot easier. And it's not glued on. Doesn't have to be perfect either. One of many I'm going to cut out. In fact, you can even use the first one as a template. There you have it, stack of filters for the bucket. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the lava rocks. I'm going to put them in the bucket and I'm going to clean them out. Get some of the dust out of them. A lot of dust. That's about less than 1/3 of the way up, but that's fine. The lava rocks are for beneficial bacteria. Now that I have the lava rocks washed out, I would transfer them into another bucket, but I don't have another bucket right now. For this drain to work, you have to have a 3 1/8 inch hole saw. Always be careful when using power tools. And I'm putting it right in the middle. I'm going to put the shower drain in it. There's a possibility that this might leak, and depending on your application, you might need to put silicone on it. The way I'm using it, this is just going on that big open hole on the top of the tote. So if it leaks, the water is still going into the tote. I'm going to put the lava rock back in it. You can see how porous a lava rock is. That's so the bacteria can get in it. I think it gets the nitrates out of the water. Leave a comment below if I'm right, if this actually helps get nitrates out of the water. Want to put the filters in it? Almost all the way to the top. The pipe will go on it when I put it on the actual tote. Now to start cutting on the lid. I'm going to mark right in the center where I want the guttering to be, and then just somewhere else I'll drill a hole for the pipe. Fits like a glove. Now for the hose hole. That was easy. I'm sure there's better ways to cut holes in the lid. Leave a comment below if you know of a better way to cut a hole for the gutter. This won't be holding this up. This will be in the actual guttering with a screw. And this hole is just slightly smaller than this hose. That means I'm going to have to really cram this hose into this hole, which will keep it from coming out when there's pressured water going through it. There you have it, a bucket filter for a giant bait tank. Now here's some really cool slow motion of me cutting the front of the tote to turning it into a bait tank. I'm still missing a few things for the tote, so it's not ready for my little fish to grow in yet. If you want me to in the future, I'll do a video on everything that I've done to the tote. Just leave a comment below. It's taken me a while to get the tote put where it's at, and I'm also going to let it filter for a couple of days before I even put fish in it. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.